Bleacher Report just came out with their top 100 NBA players of all time list, and it's terrible. They put guys like Curry over Kobe, Chris Paul over John Havlicek, and they made crazy jumps for retired players. Like James Worthy went from 28 to 63, Bernard King went from 53 to 97, and Joe Dumars went from 38 to 96. I'm looking at this list and I'm asking myself, what's the primary criteria? What is the thing that is making these editors and writers say Curry is better than Kobe? Chris Paul is better than John Havlicek? What are they looking at that we are not seeing? If their primary criteria is individual accolades, then why is Dirk over Karl Malone? Dirk has one MVP, one Finals MVP, is a 14-time All-Star, and a 12-time All-NBA. While Karl Malone is a 2-time MVP, a 14-time All-Star, 14-time All-NBA, and has 4 All-Defensive Team selections, while Dirk has 0. Why is Jason Kidd over James Harden? When Kidd's a 6-time All-NBA selection, 10-time All-Star, 9-time All-Defensive Team, and 5 assist titles, but Harden has more All-NBA selections, more All-Stars, is an MVP, is a 3-time scoring champ, a 2-time assist leader, and he has a 6th Man of the Year award to his name. Okay, it can't be individual accolades. That can't be the primary criteria. Maybe it's team accolades. And, the reason why Dirk is above Karl Malone is because he has a championship. The reason why Jason Kidd is above James Harden is because he has a championship as well. So, that can make sense. But then wait, why is Scottie Pippen under Charles Barkley and Dwayne Wade, who doesn't have the individual accolades that those two have, but is a 6-time NBA champion, is a 10-time All-Defensive Team selection, and is a part of arguably one of the greatest teams of all time? So, it can't be team accolades that is the primary criteria. Was it because Scottie Pippen is a second option? Then that would make the list seem like they value bad Batmans over great Robins. But then we look back on that, why is Patrick Ewing under Scottie Pippen? Since Scottie Pippen led the Knicks for 18 seasons, led them to a finals appearance, didn't win, but he has all the similar accolades Scottie Pippen has and was a Batman. So that can't be the criteria. Maybe the list values two-way players. Maybe they say, hey, defense is just as important as offense. We want to see the player play defense as well as they play offense. And that's why Scottie Pippen is over Patrick Ewing. That's why Tim Duncan is above Larry Bird and Kobe Bryant. But then wait, why is Giannis under Dirk? Because they have similar accolades. Both are champions, both are finals MVPs, both are regular season MVPs, both are multiple-time All-Stars, both are multiple-time All-NBAs. But Giannis has a Defensive Player of the Year and a 5-time All-Defensive Team selection, while Dirk has nothing defense-related in his career. So that can't be the primary criteria. You know what? Maybe it's longevity. Maybe longevity is the primary criteria for this. That's the reason why Dirk is above Giannis, because he played 21 years in the league. Giannis got drafted in 2013. He's going on to his 13th season. So that could be something. But then they contradict themselves again by saying Anthony Davis is above Paul Pierce. There is no criteria to this list. This list doesn't make sense to anybody. Whether you value championships, whether you value MVPs, whether you value offense, whether you value defense, whether you value individual success, whether you value team success, no matter what you value, no matter what is most important to you in the NBA, this list does not follow those rules. So there is no criteria to this list. What's also a problem with this list is the love that the newer generation is getting above these older guys. You have Anthony Davis at 45. You have Luka at 57. you have Joel Embiid at 66. That should not happen. Anthony Davis is not better than Westbrook at 48. Luka Doncic is not better than Carmelo Anthony at 60. Joel Embiid is not greater than Kyrie Irving at 69. This younger 2020s generation is not greater, does not have a greater career than these 2010 guys. It doesn't make sense. At some point, these guys are going to overtake whoever they're above. Anthony Davis will overtake Westbrook at some point. Luka Doncic will overtake Carmelo Anthony. Joel Embiid will overtake Kyrie at some point. But just not yet. And then we could just quick fire names off this list. Jimmy Butler does not have a greater NBA career than Draymond Green. Jason Tatum does not have a greater NBA career than Klay Thompson. Kevin Garnett does not have a greater career than Moses Malone. David Robinson does not have a greater career than Julius Erving. These things are not true. And the fact that Bleacher Report is trying to make an argument about it is crazy, because there's no argument to make. How can you tell me that Jason Tatum, a guy who's been in the league for 8 seasons and, has done his work, he's been a champion, he's been a multiple time All-NBA first team selection, multiple time All-Star. How can you tell me that he is better than a 4-time champion, a 2-time All-NBA, a 5-time All-Star, and one of the greatest three-point shooters of all time? Don't get me wrong. Jason Tatum will end up greater than Klay Thompson. But not now. He is not a greater player now. And we are going to look back on this list and say to ourselves, oh, Bleacher Report has Jason Tatum better than Klay Thompson in 2025. So in 2025, Jason Tatum had a greater career than Klay Thompson. Not true. There are so many things wrong with this list, and I haven't even gotten to the top 10 yet. Of course, everybody in the top 10 is a legend in this game and deserves their ranking among these top 100. But putting Bill Russell over Shaq does not happen. Not in anybody's list. Putting Larry Bird above Kobe Bryant does not happen. Putting Steph Curry over Kobe Bryant does not happen. Putting Tim Duncan over Kobe Bryant does not happen. Having Kobe ranked outside of the top 10 is ridiculous. And it just shows how much of a joke this list is. To release a list, the editors have to say what they're basing this list off of, what they're ranking these players based off. Is it based on their individual, team, whatever they're basing it on? They need to say it verbally. In this case, BR states the totality of each NBA player's career, cumulative and average stats, awards, playoffs, championships, cultural impact, and overall greatness. That is what Bleacher Report said before they listed these rankings. If that's the case, then why is LeBron under Michael Jordan? If we are talking about the totality of an NBA player's career, if we are talking about their stats over their entire career, their overall greatness, then LeBron has Michael Jordan beat. He has more points, more rebounds, more assists, more blocks, more steals, more field goals, more finals appearances. He has more of almost everything that Michael Jordan has. So if that's what you're basing this list off of, then you ruined the list from the start. But hey, we're going to look back on this 20 years from now on who's the greatest players of our generation at 2025, and we're going to see Michael Jordan still better than LeBron James. We're going to see Tim Duncan still better than Kobe Bryant, even though they've never had that in any of their previous lists, and nothing has changed since he retired. Both of them retired in 2016, and nothing has changed since then, but all of a sudden, Kobe drops down to 11 and Tim Duncan jumps up to 7, which is nuts. And then you're also going to have James Worthy, who has been retired for I have no idea how long, but somehow he jumps from 28 to 63. I don't know how you jump down 35 spots without doing nothing in your career. This needs to be fixed because this is affecting how everybody thinks about the NBA going forward. People are going to say Tim Duncan was better than Kobe Bryant, which is crazy. People are going to say Bill Russell was better than Shaq, which is crazy. People are going to say all these other things based on these rankings. And it just makes the NBA look terrible. And this has to stop. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. All that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.